two very important surveys that the Economics and Statistics Office conduct on an annual basis, and those surveys are the surveys of the System of National Accounts and the Balance of Payments surveys. They are extremely important in gauging how well the Cayman Islands economy has done in comparison to previous years and also in comparison with other jurisdictions. If I start with the System of National Accounts, that particular system, the surveys being conducted through that are designed to measure how well the Cayman Islands economy has done, not just the economy as a whole, but particular sectors of the economy, and how well that has done in comparison to previous years and in comparison, and those results can make a comparison possible with other jurisdictions. It is extremely important because the System of National Income Accounts generates how well our gross domestic product in the Cayman Islands has performed, GDP for short. And we all know that the GDP numbers and statistics are one of the extremely basic but fundamental tools that economists, that analysts, that investors will use in determining what the Cayman Islands is like. Is it a good place to invest? How does it compare with other jurisdictions? How does it compare with other sectors in the Cayman Islands and outside of the Cayman Islands? So it is extremely important that we do get the best possible and most accurate calculation of our gross domestic product numbers. And it is therefore critical that those that do receive the surveys for the System of National Accounts do cooperate fully, do take the matter extremely seriously, and give us the best possible answers to those surveys.
Accurate economic information is key to good decision making, not just from a government perspective, but also from the private sector perspective as well. Government needs to understand what the economy is doing, where it's growing, where it's declining, because this then feeds into good policy making, good decision making. Businesses need to have this information to know how to adjust and adapt to their markets. Where should they focus their resources, roll out new products, perhaps pull back on products. Good decision making is built on reliable, accurate information. From an international perspective, good economic data is extremely important, not just because rating agencies use this information to understand the Cayman economy and issue our ratings, but also from the point of view of investors and other international institutions. If they can understand the Cayman economy, what's going on, it's easy for them to make decisions about how to invest or work with the Cayman Islands.
I think the purpose of these surveys for the private sector is very important. It's always good from a business standpoint to have a standardized set of data. If you're researching a new business, if you're looking at areas to expand your business, it's great to have standardized data to go on, and that's, to me, I think one of the great uses of the end product of this. The final report gives good data on where business is heading, good statistical information.
What these forms are intended to do is not to scare people. They gather statistical information about your business, about your private assets, about what you do, but in a generic form. They're not intended to identify businesses or individuals specifically.
And I certainly want to reassure all survey recipients that the information completed, sent in to the Economics and Statistics Office will actually be kept to the utmost confidence that we have here. The statistics law was amended fairly recently to make even larger the fines that any civil servant has to face if they do breach confidentiality provisions from within that law.
But I think that people have to recognize that in order to get an idea of what is happening in Cayman and what business is doing, what private individuals are doing, the ESO does need this information in order to be able to generate the sort of reports that we see published here and elsewhere, so that we know what the economy is doing and where it may be going in the future.